Okay, folks, we are back. We are looking at the last graph for part two of our analysis and graph sections. We want one graph that compares all six columns. And so for my data, that's going to be all six hockey teams. Probably one of the best way to compare a bunch of different sets of data is a side-by-side box plot. And I have given you a link to a nice site to do that down here. If you scroll down through your project assignment and go down to this link here for box plot R. There's a link there. We're going to click on it. It takes a little while to load, but it's worth it. Here we go. Now, box plot R. This is a little web tool that works in a programming language called R, which is really popular with statisticians and data scientists. And they've taken that programming language and made this handy little tool. It's great. So first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to upload our data. But before we can upload our data, we need to get our data into what is called a comma separated value type of file, or CSV. Comma separated value file is useful for transferring data between different programs. So let's do that. Now, right now I've got all this data here that I have been making graphs with, making new tables and whatnot with. I don't want to transfer all of that to box plot R. I just want the 6 columns of data. So I am going to highlight those 6 columns of data. I am going to copy it with Control C, and I'm going to stick it into a new tab. So bottom left, add a new sheet. We're going to paste that in. And now we have our new tab of data. Here's our hockey team shots on goal that we were working on before, and then our sheet 1 just has the pure data. We're going to go File, Download, comma separated values. Again, that is File, Download, comma separated value. I'm going to save that to my desktop, save it wherever you want. And then I'm going to go over back to our box plot tool. Click on the Data Upload tab, Upload Data, and I'm going to choose the file that I just downloaded. Okay, it is loading up right now. And here we have Anaheim Ducks, LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, all of our data right there. And we click on the Data Visualization tab. We have a pretty decent side-by-side box plot ready to go. Now, one thing I don't like about vertical side-by-side box plots is if you have long titles like this, they all overlap. It doesn't look good. So there is a handy feature here. We can scroll down and do a horizontal box plot, which, gosh, still cut off a little bit. So if I was doing this for my project for real, I might go back to my sheets and shorten that a little bit. Maybe make it CV Firebirds or something like that, and then re-upload the data so that I don't have a cutoff title in my project. Now, since I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to do that. But you could. The default colors are light gray and white, which is really boring. You can change those. You can have some basic colors, like you can make it blue and red, or light blue. For some reason, there's no light red, but there's a pink. There's a green. So basic colors like that. Or you could get fancy and open a new tab and search Hex Color Picker and get a nice little Google applet here that will let you choose any color you want. So maybe I decide that I want this purpley color right here. Here's the hex code, which is kind of like the computer code for that color. I can copy that, bring it back over here, paste it in, and now I've got that purple color for my box plots. Since I'm doing teams, I could even get crazy and look up the team colors for all of these teams and use that color for their box plot or something like that. Or maybe use blue because ice looks blue in hockey. Get creative, make it match the design that you're looking for to spruce this up a little bit and make it look nice. You also notice that there is a table of summary statistics below that, which is really handy just for looking at and evaluating your data. You can do some cool things like add, there's one here you can add the mean, which is kind of neat. Add sample means, gives you a sense of the skew of the data because we know that like the mean gets pulled more by outliers. So the further the mean is from the median, the more skewed our data likely is. And there's some other options here along the side. So I would suggest taking this, playing around with it, getting it looking the way you want. Once you have it looking the way you want, take a screenshot of it, take it over to your presentation, drop it in, and you'll be good to go.